Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Brody Thompson of Lake Orion Football. Brody, how are you?
Good, good.
How is your summer overall going?
It's going good. We stay pretty busy with football. That takes up a lot of our time. So we just came off a dead week just now. That was really our first time off.
Yeah, obviously with the dead period last week. Did you work on some stuff? Did you stay active, or did you take some time to yourself? Because you're not going to get a lot of that
Yeah,
once the season starts.
yeah, exactly. Coach Bell keeps us pretty busy. But the dead week, I think a big part of it's getting your body right for July is a big month for us. But also just getting a big thing with our team this year is we are fairly young in the skill position. So it's getting our receiving core spacing down on routes, stuff like that, our concepts, getting those timed up. We put a big emphasis on that in the dead week. We went out to the field like 4 times. We thought that was really important to address in the dead week and just, having fun just for a little week, going golfing with my dad. I went a couple times. That's really all I stuck to.
Yeah. How far can you hit the ball?
Well, I'll say I can hit it like Uh, if I get a hold of one, I can go like from 280 to 300, but it depends how straight it is.
Okay. Okay. Maybe 300 on a good day or something.
Yeah, there's gotta be some wind to the back there, but
Okay. Okay. Um, but I know you were in the 7-on-7s in the spring at Legacy, and I know you've been working all summer with getting the receivers and all that stuff.
mhm.
But what has it been like just getting to know? I know you know a lot of players, but a lot of you guys, including yourself, have not had big roles
Mhm.
because of course with the past two senior classes, and now you guys are kind of taking over. But what is it like trying to get used to your new roles?
Yeah, that was definitely an adjustment that I thought we made pretty quickly, honestly. We're really our team loves compete, and I think a lot of guys step into roles that they know they didn't necessarily have to, but they've taken these leadership roles that have really been a big part of our summer so far. A lot of the incoming juniors have stepped up, a couple receivers, a couple DBs on defense. They're gonna be key players for us, and they've really filled into the roles that we asked them to. Because last year our DB room, we lost two 3-year starters, and so we're asking a lot of some young guys, but they've been doing a great job and showing up and competing.
Yeah. I know you as a quarterback, how have you gotten better at, just with the leadership role and just with your overall ability as a player?
Yeah, so I'd say I was up on the team my sophomore year, and I'd say every year the game's gotten a little slower. It gets a lot easier to adjust to things, read defenses, and timing's a big thing. So I'd say every year you get better, the game gets slower. You can comprehend things faster. So I'd say a big part of my adjustment this year is getting better in the pocket and learning to trust the pocket instead of bailing. I put a big emphasis on that in the summer and in the spring.
Working I know you and Anderson have challenged each other and have made each other better. What's it like working with him?
Yeah, he's great. There's not many people that can throw the ball better than him. He can really spin it. We bounce off each other. It's fun to compete with him. We just make each other better at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, getting used to a lot of new faces, and I know Coach Bell's been at this for such a long time. What has it been like to learn from him and getting to see the success that he's kind of brought since he's kind of retaken the head coaching position?
Yeah, he's awesome. It's really fun to have someone's coach for so long because he has so many stories he can tell you. It's like he's ran every offense in the book, played against every defense. So it's awesome to have him, helping us out at the helm of the whole show. But Coach Bell's great. It means a lot when you can fully trust, the play calls and everything, because we know Coach Bell knows more football than any of us could dream, and we put a lot of trust in.
How much did you learn from TR?
TR was great. I'd say he was probably the smartest quarterback I've ever been around. I mean, he knew stuff that was going to happen before it happened. He was a 3-year starter, and he just knew the game better than anyone I've ever met. It slowed down for him, and he was a great leader. He was very poised, and no moment was too big for him.
Coming into this year, I know that with a lot of new faces on the team and said goodbye to a lot of players that have meant a lot to this program over the years. What was it like to what's it kind of be going to be kind of like to see, you guys, and I know I asked this earlier, but getting used to all these different things that you're going to have to learn throughout the season. What are some of the challenges with that? Just learning all these new things.
Yeah, it's always hard when you have a senior class that leaves, and they were a big part of our team, but they were great in mentoring the young guys. That was one of their best traits is they were always super encouraging. They were great to younger guys, so I think we're filling in these roles pretty well. It takes time, but it's going in a great direction. Everyone's competing, everyone's showing up, and that's all we can ask for right now.
Really going into, and I know that August is going to be here right around the corner. Not to jump to the first week, but being a part of the kickoff classic and
Yeah.
playing that first game against Wayne State at Wayne State against Northville.
Hmm.
What's that going to be? What's that going to be like for you guys to be part of one of the premier events to kick off the season?
Yeah, that it's awesome. We're all excited. We were at the Big House 2 years ago against Livonia Stevenson, and that was a lot of fun. Wayne State, that'll be a great time. We had the day off because we had played the day before Clarkson and Belleville, so a lot of us tuned into that game last year. They do a great job at Wayne State, and Northville's a great team. It's gonna be a hard game. They're a physical team. They're well coached, so we're excited to get out there.
Yeah. What do you want to improve on when you guys get going when August 11th rolls around? I mean it's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say the biggest thing is speed. I mean, if we can just play with speed, not make as much mental mistakes. Obviously it was June, it's July, so it's early, but if we can just start getting everyone to move at 100%, know their assignments, know their alignments, I think sky's the limit for our guys.
A big honor for you this year. You're a captain. You're one of the
Yeah.
captains this year. I always like to ask this, but what does it mean to you to be elected that by your teammates?
Yeah, it means everything. I mean, playing with the same guys for 10 years, that's how it is like Orion. If you play with guys, you've been playing with them your whole life. So it was really an honor to be voted by them as a captain. And, three of my buddies, they're the other captains. So, we the whole offseason, we took the role very seriously. We met a lot of times, usually like once a week, just to see how the offseason was going, what guys we need to get on to get in the gym, get things going. So obviously it's, being a football captain like Orion's a big honor. So that's pretty cool.
And I know obviously the division that you guys play in, you know, it's in fact one of the toughest divisions, if not the toughest in the state. What's it going to be like to go up against against Adams and Clarkston and Oxford and West Bloomfield and a lot of tough competitors on your schedule. So
Mhm.
you guys are going to be playing some really good competition every single week.
Yeah, honestly, we just look at that as a challenge. It's super exciting to go against great teams like that. The OAA is it's never easy. So, we look forward to the challenge, look forward to competing, and we can't wait to kick off.
Yeah. How do you like mentally get ready for a game? Just you yourself.
Usually I'm pretty relaxed. I'm not really in the mess of things. I'm not really like a loud guy pregame. Usually I'm just trying to get my mind right, go over any last play calls, things I'm not clear on, and just start talking to the receivers, talk to the team, get everyone ready, get everyone in the right mindset.
Yeah. So, being a senior this year, has the thought come across your mind like, I only got one more year to put it all out there, and I know who knows what if if you are so fortunate to continue football
Mhm.
at the next level, and what is you're going to be like for you knowing that you got one more year of high school football?
Yeah, one more year of high school football, but it's also one more year of the guys you've played 10 years with. Those are your brothers. You've been through everything with those guys. You've been playing them since when you were like 4 years old to 18. So that when you think about that, it makes you really sad. It's the last year with those guys, and you love them all to death. But that also lights a fire under you that we've got one more shot. Got to give it all we have.
Okay. I know you have watched this channel a lot. But now it's time to let's just ask you the famous 10 burning questions. Why not? I
Hmm.
asked you, okay. Do you feel like you can get more things done in the morning or at night?
Definitely in the morning. At night, I'm clocked out.
Yep, that's me too. You're literally your brain turns into a pumpkin patch.
Yeah, exactly.
Most challenging class you've ever taken?
Some math class, definitely math. I'm not the brightest one in math.
It's okay. We all have our subjects that we don't do well in. So, um, food you'll never eat.
Sushi, I can't stand it.
Um, biggest thing people don't understand about high school football, in your opinion?
Um, I'd say how much the little things matter. In high school, a big part of it's just getting the small details right. Because those amount to big things. So I'd say that's probably what it is whether it's what knee you're on when you're talking to a coach or if your foot's behind the line in warm-ups, every little detail matters.
Yeah. The biggest thing on your bucket list right now. This could be outside of sports.
Probably skydiving. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Um, how much of a procrastinator are you?
I'm usually not too bad with that. I'd rather get up and get it done usually. That's all. It's usually not too hard for me.
Okay, now it's time for the most controversial question on this list. Time to rank your top five favorite fast food restaurants.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot there.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
have
what
to
the question
go.
is designed for.
I'd have to.
I've gotten some good answers with this one.
I'd have to think. So I'd go. McDonald's is the one,
Okay.
obviously, and then I'd go. If we're counting Chipotle, I'd put that at two.
Yeah.
So then I'd go. Culver's is good. Um,
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's is amazing. That actually might be number one. And then number five, I'd round it with Firehouse. Firehouse is really good.
Yeah. There's some good choices you put on there.
Yeah.
Most proudest accomplishment you've ever had.
Um, hmm. Probably the league championship we had 2 years ago. That was a great feeling to beat everyone in the league, go undefeated in the league play, and
Yeah.
beating West Bloomfield in like week four. It was a big win for us.
Yeah. Um, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
At some school playing football and then majoring in business is the plan.
Okay. And then finally, if you could tell young Brody something, what would you tell him?
I'd say just keep pushing through the hard times. It's hard to just bide your time on varsity football and sit under a guy and just wait, but it's all worth it at the end.
All right. All right. Well, Brody, thank you so much for the time as always, and we'll look forward to talking with you at some point in the middle of the season or after the year. But look forward to having you on again. And best of luck to you guys this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.